happen if Trump nuked North Korea? How many people would perish? As tensions between the US and North Korea escalate, the chances of nuclear war appear more alarming than ever before. Let's take a look at this clip here. America's largest nuclear weapon, Castle Bravo, is tested in 1954. It's terrible. Then they're talking about climate change and carbon taxes, right? This is totally crazy. But what would happen if Donald Trump dropped the mother of all nuclear bombs on Kim Jong-un's hermit nation? America's largest tested nuclear weapon, Castle Bravo, equates to 15 megatons of radioactive mayhem. If Kim Jong-un's posturing backfires and President Trump launches the warhead at Pyongyang, it is estimated that a staggering 2,354,690 people would perish. This is terrible. A further 616,070 would be injured, and almost 4 million others would be affected by radiation poisoning. Such global landmarks as the Kim Il-sung Stadium of Ideals and the imposing Arch of Triumph would crumble. The fireball of the initial blast would have a radius of 43.2 kilometers, and thermal radiation would spread to 293 kilometers downwind. This would either cover all of South Korea, the width of Japan, and potentially down to Shanghai in China. U.S. pushing closer to war, warns North Korean ambassador, and I hope they don't play a commercial right now. There we go.
Pero si aún quieres algo extra, te presentamos el Jarvis IA paquete, bombos y platillos. Así es, por $299.
I apologize for that.
Una batería, porque lo único mejor que tener un Jarvis IA es poder hacer un solo en él.
First of all, I strongly censures and categorically reject the convening of the briefing of the DPRK nuclear issues as another abuse of the authority and the behavior of double standards and a violation of DPRK's sovereignty by UN Security Council acting on the instruction of the United States. As everybody knows, nowadays the United States, without hesitations, perpetrate military attack and threat at the sovereign state while claiming the peace by strength. The recent U.S. massive missile attack on Syria that tells you well of it. The United States is disturbing the global peace and stability and insisting on the gangster-like logic that its invasion of the sovereign state is too decisive and just and proportionate and contribute to defending the international order in its bid to apply it to the Korean Peninsula as well. The United States introduced in South Korea, the Korean Peninsula, the world's biggest hotspot, the huge nuclear strategic asset, seriously threatening the peace and security of the peninsula.
fact, President Trump would not want the fallout to poison his allies in the region means he would probably wait for the wind to be blowing northwards before he launches Castle Bravo, which would no doubt infuriate Chinese strongman Xi Jinping, who was with President Trump when he decided to attack Syrian airstrips. Radiation could even, with an easterly breeze, spread noxious radiations as far as Vladivostok, Russia. Of course, a nuclear volley would not be without risk for the Republican. Kim could retaliate in 2 days by nuking Seoul or Los Angeles, although the jury is out as to whether the despot's arsenal could reach U.S. soil. The strength of Kim Jong-un's nuclear warhead, if it exists, would be unknown, but there is more information about the strength of one he tested in 2013 than there is about his current models. That devices was 10 kilotons and would kill an estimated 77,670 people instantly if it was detonated in the sky above Seoul. A further 268,590 would suffer horrific injuries. If the tubby tyrant decided to actually strike his enemy's turf, it would only kill 48,940. Although the downwind fallout would spread to 98.7 kilometers and potentially back within his own country if the wind blew in the wrong direction. Kim Jong-un could potentially strike Los Angeles, but American radar would most likely spot the weapon sailing across the North Pacific and shoot it out of the sky. However, if it landed in the downtown area, 86,710 people would perish and 214,910 others would be injured. The biggest threat to President Trump's nation would be if China were so outraged by his obliteration of North Korea that they fired a nuclear weapon at New York. Estimates show that it would kill 2,303,700 civilians and damage the health of 9,311,325 others. If the president had managed to make it out of his top-floor Trump Tower penthouse in time to run to a bunker and order a retaliatory strike, the death toll in Beijing would far outweigh that of New York. Around 4,485,050 would die in a radioactive inferno. The fireball alone would be 25.6 kilometers and a further 5 million would be injured. Some 13,599,093 would feel the long-lasting effects of radiation, which causes cancer to rapidly spread throughout the body. Vladimir Putin could at this stage support his Chinese counterpart, and this could spell disaster for President Trump, who would find himself picking through the charred remains of his once great nation. President Putin has the largest nuclear weapon ever designed, the Tsar Bomba, which at 100 megatons is a formidable beast. If he dropped it on Washington, D.C., it would be good night Vienna for the Trump regime. 2.4 million Americans would be blasted into infinity, and a further 6 million would suffer radiation poisoning. The nuclear cloud would travel as far north as Quebec and as far south as Haiti. All the figures in this article were taken from nuclearsecrecy.com, designed by Alex Wellerstein. This is absolutely horrific. I can't even read the article. It's just so, disturbing. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you for watching. We'll keep you updated.